we're gonna turn this and this into that. Alright, so first things first, we're gonna lay everything out, frame it up just like so. Okay, so now that we have our second elevation all framed out and done, obviously what we drew on the bottom base is covered. So how do we transfer all of those curves and everything? Basically took a marker and traced it. And what I'll usually do even is I'll cut this out and then just tick mark to find the outline of it, and then just redraw it onto the lid itself and then build off of there. Basically something like this. And then you take the template out, and then all of a sudden you have your outline. Then just connect the dots. All finished. And now we're gonna cut some ribs. So this is how I cut, using a scroll saw. It's the easiest because I have two hands on the material at all times. And here we are cutting the big mega ramp frame. And yes, I realize I need to bolt down the machine. Probably make my life easier, but here we go. This is all done. We got all the ribs in place, all the main framing, and on to the next part. So next we're gonna glue everything down. I like to use the Gorilla Glue caulk because it's spreadable, it dries nice and good, and it's very, very strong. Using a tongue depressor to get it all spread nice and thin. Once all those ribs are in place, we start working on the bottom supports. So if you notice, there's two different elevations, so we had to get a slope going and support it. And then after that, this is what the middle supports look like for the mega ramp, and all finished. And this is the best part right here. Oh yeah. Angles, baby, angles. All right, next we're gonna go on to the masonite soaking. So this is what it looks like after you've cut it and you've submerged it. You basically just cut to length, to size, and then leave it submerged under like 2 to 3 hours until the colors start to change, just like this. So if you see the top, that's unsubmerged and the bottom is submerged. So basically, yeah, you want it that darker brown color, and then it's ready to bend once it's like that. And you can still do some cuts after as well. So just flip it on the other side and cut. That was the first thing that my instructor told me not to do. Don't ever jam the guard. Fuck it. We need it wedged.
Basically using the square as a fence, you're gonna get all your straight lines, perforate the back. Nice and slow. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna drop it in, staple everything down, make sure it's all flush. My favorite part. That perforated curve just works so beautiful. I'm honestly so happy with how this came out, and so happy I learned this new technique. Definitely gonna be applying it to new builds. Then the second bend for the second hump, looking good. Riggin ran out of staples. Alright, now just time to get the rest of these sunk into place, all stapled down, get all the curves good. One day I will get an actual pneumatic nailer, but for now, we just got this mechanical one. But she does the job though. She's been rocking with all of my builds thus far.
Okay, so we gotta finish this pocket. And I think it's gonna look something like this. Because you know how like a triangle or like a soccer ball, like the triangle ends up looking like that in 3D versus that in 2D. I have a feeling it's gonna look something like that. So let's see, experiment.
Yeah, so unfortunately that didn't work too well. It's a good concept though. I think I just need to flare out the sides a little more, but yeah, I wish it worked a little better. So now we're gonna go back to the drawing board and try and figure something else out. Maybe use some scraps.
Alright, so this is definitely not the right way, the most accurate way to do this, but it's fucking working. Because of the bending tolerances of this material, it's like really hard to figure out these curves and these pies or whatever, so like I'm just going to do it like that, fill it in with wood filler, basically like cement, and just sand the shit out of it and paint it. You guys won't be able to tell, but hopefully it works, so fingers crossed.
Alright, so obviously there's a huge gap here, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the drywall mesh tape on the back and then fill it in with the putty and then sand, and yeah.
Alright, so a little trick to transcribe measurements and just pieces in general. What you can do is get a piece of printing paper and just lay it over where your area is that you need to fill. And from there, once you have it all square and lined up with a reference point, i.e. this piece right here, what you're gonna do is just crease it. Use your nail basically to follow that ridge. And then same thing with over here. And yeah, that'll basically give you roughly what you need to do. So bam, and then I'm gonna cut this out and show you guys. Okay, so I just cut this out and let's see if it fits. Like a glove. And so it makes it easier so you don't lose your reference point. You just boop, boop. Okay, so the thing with working with masonite, right, is that you never want to cut on the nice surface, right? You have to turn it over and cut on this surface and make your lines, right? So that being said, if this is facing that way, good side, turn it over, reverse, draw the lines here, cut on this side, and then flip it over in place. Tip, trick tip. So, like I'll just mark the little edges, bing, 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 bing. All right, take that off, and then there you go. I got my outline, cut it out. Like a glove. Fuck yeah. Shit works, man. Like a glove. Are y'all ready for this? Like a glove. Motherfucker. That feeling. Like a glove. Real life operation. Fuck yourself. Always the hardest part is bending, coping. It's so fucking close. Alright, I get people ask me all the time, how do I bend by coping? You drill a hole, stick your material in the spot you want to bend, and a little bit of muscle, like a glove, like a glove. So fucking close. You stupid little. So close. Like a glove. Get that this fucker in, cut that, get the roll in, get that. I built the fucking house. Alright, definitely forgot to record this process, but you get the picture, you get this stuff, put it all over the cracks, and you basically fill in any voids, flat spots, anything like that. Let it dry, and then do a second layer. And then usually I use my finger, because then you can tell that everything is nice and smooth and even and whatever. And then you let it dry, and then once it's dry, you get water and a rag.
So when wiping away the material, you want to focus more on the flat, open spaces. Try to stay away from the seams and the curves, because then you don't want to pull too much material off and then weaken the seam. So afterwards you just sand and paint anyways, so you won't see it.
So this right here would basically be ready for me. And then I'm gonna let it dry. Spray paint it with the veneer or the stain, let that dry, and then clear coat, and then we're done.
And so same thing here, all the way up to the coping, all the way to the flat spots. We're just gonna wipe it all down. A lot of the corner pockets, because of the curves, I just kept and then just sanded smooth, because there's a lot of voids to fill. This bowl was definitely the hardest part of the build overall. So once that's finished, now we're going to get into cutting and making the house parts. So it's just simple, half a house with a little roof. Definitely dry fit and test before you glue everything down first. Measure twice, cut once. And then disassemble all the pieces and glue them down. I just use hot glue. That Gorilla hot glue is the best, by the way. In total, I think this little house structure only took like 5 minutes to build. I definitely wanted to keep the design pretty simple. I didn't want to add any windows or anything to complicate and to take away from the actual ramp itself. So here she is, bare bones, no paint, a little bit of love to go, and she's ready. So far, I'm so stoked with how this is turning out. Yeah. Next up, we're going to be using the wood stain spray paint. I am so stoked I found this stuff. It has leveled up my game significantly. So as you can see, you're just going to spray all of the wood filler, all the pockets, all the joints, all the seams, and just hit it all one base color. Then I did the house. In hindsight, I probably should have colored it first and then glued it. Woo!
I am definitely getting high off of this.
Originally I wanted to use skate grip tape, but that's expensive, and instead I found this leftover sandpaper that was gray color too, so it worked for shingles. Back it down with some hot glue, hit it with some spray paint for some realism, good to go. And last but not least, clear coat. If it looks like I am heavily dosing it, it's because I am. You kind of just gotta lay it on nice and thick, make sure you get all full coverage, because at the end of the day, it's what's gonna be protecting the build. And voila, she is so freaking gorgeous. Honestly, I am so freaking proud of this build. I can't believe it how it turned out. Just absolutely blown away. I can't believe I made this. And more importantly, I can't even believe this exists in real life. Ah! 'Shout out Derek, Winchesta Mystery Ramp. 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 'Shout out Der